It started off like any other Tuesday, June 4th, 2024. I was up early, showered, matcha in hand, and already mentally prepping for my busiest client day of the month. My name's Kayana, and I'm a full-time nail tech with a slight obsession for true crime, coffee, and highlighters that sparkle like diamonds. I work out of a cute little studio in Midtown Atlanta, Suite 309 at Lux Beauty Collective right off Peachtree Street. The vibe is cozy, black and rose gold everything, with a crystal chandelier that makes every mani feel like magic. But that morning, something felt off. My first client, Veronica Hale, was due at 9. She's a regular, VP of Finance at a hedge fund downtown, always wearing stilettos and Dior. Veronica loves long acrylics and low-key gossip. But today, she never showed. Which is weird. Veronica is never late. I texted her, then called. Straight to voicemail. 15 minutes turned to 30, then 45. That's when I got the alert. Breaking. Woman found dead in Buckhead condo under suspicious circumstances. I clicked it and froze. The name on the screen, Veronica Hale. They said she'd been found in her penthouse around 7:30 a.m. Blunt force trauma. No signs of forced entry. It was being treated as a homicide. I didn't know what to think. But here's where it gets strange. Right as I'm wiping down my station, 2 detectives show up. One of them, Detective Jensen, looked like he hadn't slept in days. The other, Detective Lynn, was calm and sharp-eyed. Detective Jensen: Kayana Jones, we'd like to ask you a few questions about Veronica Hale. Apparently, I was one of the last people she contacted. Veronica: need your advice on something financial? Crazy situation. Can we talk in the morning? She never explained what it was. And now she was gone. After the police left, I couldn't stop thinking about that message. Veronica had mentioned her firm, Bridgepoint Capital, was cleaning house after discovering irregularities in their accounts. She'd hinted that someone on the executive team was funneling client money into shell companies. I decided to check her last appointment with me, last Friday. She was jumpy. Her usual nude ombre turned into all-black stiletto nails. Said she needed energy protection. At the time, I laughed. Now? Not so funny. I remembered something. Veronica had left her wallet at the salon on Friday. She came back around 9 p.m. to grab it. But I was already gone. So who let her in? I checked the security cam footage from the hallway. And there he was, Alan Monroe. Her coworker, CFO of the same company, tall, slick, always too friendly. He didn't notice the camera above the supply closet. Turns out Veronica had found evidence that Alan was laundering over $4 million through phony vendor accounts. She had compiled it all and planned to turn it over to the feds. But Alan found out and beat her to her own condo. There was no forced entry because he had a key. They used to date. But here's the twist that chilled me to the bone. When the financial investigators pulled Alan's shell accounts, one of them was under a fake LLC, KJ Lux Beauty Holdings. That's my name. Someone was laundering money through a business registered under my initials, using my nail studio's EIN number. The paperwork had been altered to include a co-signer, Alan Monroe. I had no idea. None. But now, I was part of a federal investigation. It took weeks to clear my name. Apparently, Veronica was trying to warn me that Alan was using small local businesses to hide his fraud trail. I just happened to be one of them. It's been a few months since Veronica's murder. Alan's facing trial. And me? I'm back to doing nails, with one eye always watching, and security cameras in every corner. I still think about her. Her nails were always sharp, just like her instincts. And honestly, I think she saved my life. So yeah, that's a day in the life of a nail tech. Not all polish and rhinestones. Sometimes it's murder, money, and manicures. 2 weeks after Alan's arrest, I got a strange package at the salon. No return address. Inside, a USB drive, a handwritten note that just said he wasn't working alone. I froze. I hadn't even told anyone outside of law enforcement what happened. The detectives took it into evidence, but it made one thing clear. The case wasn't over. Someone else was still out there. Maybe someone in Veronica's firm, or closer. That same week, a new client booked a gel fill-in under the name Marie Lane. Nothing unusual, until I noticed the exact same black stiletto design Veronica had worn the week before she died. When I asked her how she found my salon, she smiled and said, "A friend told me about you, said you're the best at keeping secrets." I don't even remember finishing the set. I was too busy memorizing her face. Turns out Marie wasn't her real name. Her card was prepaid, her phone disconnected the next day. Detective Lynn thinks she might be one of the whistleblowers, or a co-conspirator. Either way, she disappeared just as quickly as she appeared. And now, I check the cameras twice a day, triple lock my salon at night, and never walk to my car without pepper spray and a prayer. But here's the thing. I'm not scared. I'm aware. And now, I'm working with a podcast host to tell Veronica's full story. Every nail detail, every financial lead, every suspicious transaction. Because if her death taught me anything, it's that the truth always leaves a trail, even if it starts with a set of nails and ends with a body in Buckhead. 3 days after the Marie Lane incident, I got a call from a blocked number while I was restocking cuticle oils. I usually ignore those, but something told me to answer. A distorted voice came through, calm but menacing. "Stop digging! Veronica wasn't the only one who knew." Then it hung up. I stood there, polish in one hand, heart pounding. That call confirmed it. This wasn't just some office scandal gone wrong. It was a cover-up, and I was standing too close to the edge. That night, I went back over the appointment logs. Not just Veronica's, everyone's. And there it was. 3 clients over the past 6 months, all tied to Bridgepoint Capital in some way. One was listed as Angela B., but when I searched her card receipt, it linked back to AB Enterprises LLC, one of the shell companies from Allen's scheme. I hadn't even realized how close I'd been to all of it, just filing nails and minding my business, while laundering transactions were walking right into my chair. Detective Lynn told me they were reopening 3 cold cases tied to Bridgepoint, all women, all found dead in situations staged to look like accidents. Veronica's death had broken open something much bigger. And as weird as it sounds, I think she wanted me to help finish what she started. I began keeping a private notebook, logging everything. Weird messages, suspicious bookings, even clients who seemed a little too curious about my studio layout. Now, I've turned one of my back rooms into a mini investigation corner. With a whiteboard, printed statements, sticky notes, and even a timeline. I still do nails, still laugh with clients, still post cute sets on Instagram. But behind the scenes, I'm a nail tech with a murder board. And as long as Veronica's killers are still walking around free, this isn't just about nails anymore. This is personal. The craziest part, I wasn't alone anymore. After I posted a subtle hint on my IG stories, just a boomerang of my nail desk with the caption, "Some sets hide secrets," I got a DM from someone named A Nail Files Confidential. At first, I thought it was a troll, but they sent me a photo of Veronica's nails. Not the ones I did, but a fresh set dated the morning after. She died. Same style, same hands, different polish. It was timestamped to June 5th, 8:40 a.m., but she'd been pronounced dead at 7:32. I showed it to Detective Lynn, who's now quietly working off-record with me. That photo meant one thing. Someone cleaned up the crime scene after she was already gone. Maybe to remove evidence, maybe to send a message. Either way, someone was impersonating Veronica or tampering with timelines. And whoever sent me that photo, they weren't just a witness. They were part of the game. Then came the second package. This time, it wasn't a USB. It was a severed nail. Jet black, glossy, with a single Swarovski crystal at the cuticle. Veronica's signature look. But the nail was fresh. Still had adhesive on the underside, like it had been ripped off during a struggle. No note. Just the nail, inside a small glass box sealed in velvet. That's when I knew they were watching me too. I didn't tell the police right away. I needed time to think. Whoever's doing this isn't just some greedy executive. They're strategic, calculated, and close. Too close. So I upgraded my salon security, changed my personal phone, started keeping decoy, appointment books. My regular clients still come in smiling, asking for French tips or chrome powder, but behind every cheerful, "What color are we doing today?" I wonder, do you know what I know? Now every nail set feels like evidence. Every booking is a potential lead. I've started hiding symbols in my designs, tiny dots, lines, and shapes only I can decode, just in case. Something ever happens to me, someone will know where to look. Because this case, it's not just a murder mystery anymore. It's a message, and I'm the only one left who can read it. Last Friday, I had a client book under the name Delilah. Said she was from out of town, just passing through, wanted a quick gel set before heading to a networking event. But as I worked on her nails, she kept asking questions about Veronica, about Bridgepoint Capital, about the police. Investigation? Too many questions for a random client. Then she slipped, called me Kay instead of Kayana. Only my friends and Veronica ever called me that. I didn't let it show, but I knew right then. She wasn't here for a manicure. After she left, I pulled footage from the security cam at the front desk. She didn't. Head toward the elevator, she walked down the back hallway where the building archives are stored. Those rooms require a key code, and only building staff have access, unless someone gave her the code, or she was staff. Either way, the footage showed her slipping into one of the archive rooms for nearly 10 minutes. When she came out, she wasn't holding anything, which scared me more, because whatever she took, she didn't need to carry. Later that night, I got an anonymous email with a subject line that simply read, "We never meant to involve you. Walk away while you still can." Attached was an old scanned blueprint of the salon floor plan and a red X, drawn underneath my nail station. Not on the desk, under it. Like there's something hidden beneath the floor, something I haven't found yet. But now, I'm going to. Because walking away was never an option. Not after Veronica. Not after everything. This morning, before my first client, I brought in a crowbar and pried open the floorboard beneath my station. My hands were shaking. Tucked beneath layers of insulation and dust, wrapped in plastic, was a small black notebook. Veronica's handwriting on the first page. Inside, pages of names, account numbers, dates, and a list titled, "If I disappear, start here." My name was at the bottom of the list, underlined twice, and just above mine, circled in red, was someone I never expected to see, Detective Lynn. My stomach dropped. I'd trusted Detective Lynn, let her into my life, my business, my theory board, but if Veronica suspected her, what had I missed? Suddenly, every late-night visit, every text asking for updates, felt like surveillance. I stared at that red circle around her name, heart pounding, and realized either Lynn's been playing me from the start, or she's next on someone else's hit list, and either way, I'm right in the middle. To the channel where mystery meets nail obsession. I break down chilling cases, shocking twists, and unsolved stories you won't stop thinking about. Disclaimer: the crime stories shared on this channel are fictional and created purely for entertainment purposes. Viewer discretion is advised, as the themes may still include sensitive or suspenseful content. Watch as I bring you thrilling tales well. Thanks for watching. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss an upload. Okay, goddess babes, spill the tea. What should my next nail design be? Hit me with your wildest color combos, shapes, vibes. I want to see all your juicy ideas in the comments. Let's get creative and slay those nails together.